I was with my friend Tracy Hackler, who works for Panini, and Tracy introduced me to this product called Flawless, and it's a product that comes in this like James Bond looking briefcase.
Boom! Look at that, like that. Voila! Then we're gonna take this one more time, and we're gonna cut.
It's ridiculous. Like, you feel like you've already won just by having the briefcase. And so I'd never opened this before. We opened it, and we were looking through the cards. There was actually a couple of one-of-ones in this box. It was amazing. There was a one-of-one cut auto, and then there was a one-of-one Dak Prescott, and then there was this young quarterback from the Chiefs. Well, this might be a Chiefs card.
Yeah, that might be a Chiefs.
Oh man, 4 of 5.
Patrick Mahomes.
Look at that. I'd been hearing things about this quarterback. I didn't know he was going to become like what he is today, but I was so excited to get this young quarterback of the Chiefs that, I'll never forget that. And then the card went on to be, super valuable, and it graded a PSA 10. It was quite a day.
But when he kind of took over the starting job when Alex Smith was traded, ever since then, collectors have really thrust him up to number 1 on the hot list.
And I sold it. I don't want to talk about how much it went for. So he just started opening packs. And so he started showing interest because he always sees Daddy looking at cards. And so I started giving him just random cards here and there. And so he has a case now. So he has immediately shown interest. A nice Jordan there. I do sell cards occasionally. I think at a certain point when a card becomes of a certain value, like I'm not a wealthy person. I feel like it's almost kind of I don't know. I feel like I can't afford to keep them at a certain level because that money can go a long way for my family. So I sell cards to be able to help my family out, whether that is buy some new furniture or refurnish our kitchen or whatever it might be. So I don't enjoy doing that. I would much rather just hang on to every card I've ever had in my possession. But sometimes it makes sense to use that money for something else. So this is a very fond memory for me, but in '85, the slam dunk contest was a really big deal, and I remember Jordan and Dominique Wilkins and Clyde Drexler, like some players that I absolutely loved were in the dunk contest that year. This is one of my favorite Jordan cards, but actually predates the '86-'87 Fleer card, obviously, but it is a fraction of the price. The majority of my big Mahomes cards, I sold them before the Super Bowl, great timing, and but I got a very fair amount for them, and I was able to put that money into my show. So that ended up paying for like essentially 2 years of PackGeek, which I felt like was a good investment. I have a lot of fun doing that, and it kind of brings it back into the hobby. PackGeek. Hey, what's up guys? It's Jeff from PackGeek.com, and for our first rip on PackGeek.com, I've got 2 packs of 1975 Topps Mini. PackGeek, it is my heart. I love opening sports cards, as you can imagine. And I think most people that start collecting, that's how they begin. They start opening up packs, and it becomes kind of an obsession of sorts. PackGeek started because I was a regular on one of the forums, Collector's Universe. I started thinking, how fun would it be to be able to take my buddies from the forum on this ride with me, opening these packs, kind of seeing this in first-person POV as if they're opening the pack. So to me, that was always my real motivator for doing the show. I'm not a photographer, even though I work in production. I'm certainly not a photographer. So it was literally me and a camera on a tripod, focusing over my shoulder. Most of the shots were out of focus. Like it was a mess, but it was a lot of fun. And it's just this adventure that I'm taking my collector friends on, and they're getting to kind of open these packs with me. My favorite card set of all time is easy for me. It's 1985 Topps Baseball. It's It was the first set I collected. I have so many fond memories of going to like the grocery store, and I just remember opening up those packs looking for the Dwight Gooden card. Was the big rookie card that year. That was so much fun. I will never forget that set. I have a framed sheet of 1985 Topps that is like one of my favorite collectibles ever. Collector versus investor. That is an easy one for me. I am 100% a collector. Now, I do sell some of my cards every now and then, but I am a collector first and foremost. This house would be full if I didn't sell some of them. I think one of the beauties of our hobby is that there is something for everyone. I personally believe that you can invest in sports cards. And I know a bunch of people are gonna groan when they hear that. I know using the I word relating to the hobby is faux pas for a lot of people. At one point in time, I only bought vintage boxing cards, boxing and golf. It was a weird time. But if I had $500 to spend, I would probably buy a rookie that I really like. The reason I love that is it's so exciting seeing a young player with a lot of potential grow and following their career like that. To me, that is as exciting as anything. You know, Michael Jordan will always be a great player. You don't have to worry about him, you know, blowing his knee out tomorrow. So that is a safe card to buy. But I just love the excitement of buying these young players that could eventually turn into Hall of Fame caliber players. Be smart about the purchases. There are a lot of really expensive cards right now. New product is very expensive, probably as expensive as I've ever seen it, just at release time. So do your research, make sure you understand what you're buying. You don't want to throw away your money on something that isn't going to be what you were hoping it was. Be careful, especially if you're buying a lot of unopened product. I love opening unopened product, but I'm very calculated when it comes to what I buy. So be careful with that, because it's really easy to put a lot of money into something that has, you know, very little value or just not a lot of cards in it. So the trends I'm seeing right now is this kind of trickle-down effect, where it seems like the hobby focus is jumping from sport to sport to sport, whatever may be fueling that. And it always seems like the attention immediately goes to the modern version of that sport. It started all with modern basketball. Then it went to vintage basketball because people saw there was this big opportunity with vintage basketball. It's since moved on to football. Now the football season is starting, and it started out with modern football. Then it went to vintage football. I think the rookie basketball class, the rookie NBA class of 2018-19 was wildly talented. I bought a ton of Luka cards early on in his rookie season, and you know, we all know how kind of that story went. Like he turned out to be greatness. He was first team All-NBA this season. He is going to be a Hall of Famer one day. Even though it's incredibly early to be saying this, I just feel like he's too smart and too talented if he stays healthy to not go down that path.
Atlanta foul on his first. Atlanta